Hey there hunters, Lord here, back with a new Iceborne video. Now it's been a while, and since Return to World has been a massive success, I know that many of you may be new to the series and want a guide on Master Rank Kulve Taroth, or some of you may not have seen my original KT guides. Either way, if you're looking to make the most out of Master Rank Kulve and get some of the best weapons in the game, then this is the guide for you. In this guide, I'm going to cover how to effectively solo Master Rank Kulve Taroth, her health values, 7 of the best sets for beating her either solo or in a group, as well as how to farm base world Kulve weapons and how to upgrade them to their master rank counterparts. Before we get into today's video, I did want to let you know about this video's sponsor, which is me. I've been partnered as a creator with Nexus to help bring you guys great discounts on games. If you purchase a game through my store link, which will be down in the description, I do get a part of those sales. So if you're looking to pick up a game this Christmas, you can do that and support the channel. They've got huge Capcom titles on sale. You can pick up Rise for just $15 and World for less than $10. So if you're considering picking any of those games up, do consider going to my Nexus store and picking them up and help support the channel. With that being said, let's get into the video. So first of all, to start this quest, you're simply going to go to your quest board. You're going to click on your master rank quests, scroll down to events, and then it's the very last event on the last page called the Eternal Gold Rush. I'll cover sets later after I go over how to do the fight efficiently, so don't worry, you'll have some idea on what sets you may want to jump into the hunt with. So as far as her health goes, in solo she will always have 54,000 HP, in duos it will be 72,000, and in 3 or 4 hunter groups, Master Rank Kulve has 108,000 health. These values are constant and cannot be impacted by eating for things like feline weakener. The next important value is breaking her horns, as you can get up to 7 additional carbs from the different horn breaks, 3 coming from breaking her gold plating, and 4 from fully breaking the horns. In order to do this, you need to deal 10% of her health as damage to her horns to get the first plating break, another 10% to make the horns chip, and then 20% to get the full break, which can be done in Area 2 or 3. Getting these additional 7 carbs is very valuable for getting base Kulve weapons that you can then upgrade into the master rank versions, which of course I will cover later. Do also note that you will get 5 carbs from her body for a total of 12 carbs, so you're more than doubling your carbs by getting these horn breaks. Now as far as the fight goes, starting out in Area 1, your main goal is to get the gold plating on her horns to break, and ideally to also get the horns chipped. This way you can easily get the full horn break in Areas 2 and 3. A great way to start Area 1 is by slotting a single level of slinger capacity into your Area 1 set, then grab the stones that are at the bottom of the slide on your way down. As she roars, you can clutch claw to her face, slap her 1 time, and then perform the first wall slam. You can then immediately get up, clutch claw her face, and wait for the animation to end, and then wall slam her again, getting a second set of damage. Each wall slam does 20% of the damage needed to get the gold plating break, so doing both of these successfully will get you almost halfway to that point. Each slam also does 2% of her total health, so you're getting 4% of her entire HP pool, which is helpful as getting her to transition from area to area is locked behind how much health is remaining. To get her to leave from Area 1 and go to Area 2, you need to deal damage equal or greater to 30% of her total health pool, so leaving her at 70% health left or less. So just these 2 wall slams cover 13% of your total Area 1 damage needed to transition her to Area 2. Now for Area 2, to get her to leave and go to the final area, you need to get her down to having only 40% or less of her total health remaining. There are some great ways to get super easy high damage on her in Area 2 to make this area go by very, very quickly. Now you can open this area up with another wall slam, and I would definitely recommend doing that, but then you can remember to use the boulder drop. It's directly above the volcano, and this regularly does about 5% of her total HP in solo, but if you can put her to sleep under it, the wake up hit will deal 5,400 damage in solo, which is equivalent to 10% of her total health for the entire fight, and covers 1/3 of the damage that you need in all of Area 2 to move her to the last area. It also procs a long knockdown, allowing you and your teammates to deal tons of damage without any concerns of getting hit. This is really massive for the entire hunt, so be sure to utilize this every time you're in Area 2, whether you sleep her or not, get the boulder drop. If you get the boulder drop with her sleeping under it, plus the 2 wall slams in Area 1 and the opening wall slam in this area, you're doing 16% of her entire health for the whole hunt without even having to swing your weapon. Once you transition her to Area 3, you can open up with yet another wall slam if you do it almost immediately. She does enrage rather quickly in this final area, and once she enrages, she will not leave her enraged state in Area 3 until you kill her, or if you fail to deal enough damage, she will flee the hunt. You can get them out in this area by doing jumping attacks either off your insect glaive or doing jumping attacks off of the central pillar, and that can also get you a long knockdown, which is great for dealing damage. You really want to focus on getting the horn break here if you haven't already, as again, those extra 4 carves are a huge deal as you need as many Master Rank Kulve materials as you can in order to do the melding to make the base weapons and to upgrade those base weapons to their rarity 12 variants. Other than trying to break the horns, this area is really just a straight up dogfight. All you need to do is deal damage. Again, she comes into this area with around 40% or less of her total health remaining, so if you haven't used something like paralysis or sleep or poison, those are great ways to either slow her down and stop her or chip away at her health. Once you get the kill, you want to immediately get to the horns and try and carve as quickly as you can. Pro tip, by holding down your carve button, you can carve much more quickly and cut down on your animation time. This is extremely helpful as you have just 60 seconds to get off 9 carves in the final area. Now, I haven't played World or Iceborne regularly in quite some time, but by using these tips and tricks, I was easily able to get 13-minute or lower clears by myself, no problem. And if you get efficient with this and do it with friends, it's really easy to finish a full Master Rank Kulve hunt in under 10 minutes. So now that you're done with the hunt and you're back to Celiana, there's a few things we need to do in order to get Master Rank Kulve weapons. First of all, if you played Base World and you have some original Kulve Taroth or Arch-Tempered Kulve Taroth weapons, you can just go ahead and upgrade those at the smithy. But if you don't, what you'll want to do is head to the Melder, then scroll down to Awakening Alchemy, and you'll want to choose Kiar Alchemy. This will give you 3 incandescent weapon rolls, which guarantee rarity 8 weapons. As you can see, you have to use Kulve Taroth parts in order to cover the points requirement, which is why getting those 7 extra horn carves are so important, as you'll really start to burn through materials trying to roll for good Kulve weapons. Now, Kiar weapons are mainly what you're going to want to be on the lookout for here, as they're some of the best elemental weapons in the game. However, some of the Taroth weapons are pretty decent too. Despite what you may assume based on its name, Kiar Alchemy does not guarantee Kiar weapons, just rarity 8s. Now, once you have your rarity 8 Kulve Taroth weapon that you want to upgrade, it's time to head to the smithy. You're going to scroll down to Upgrade Equipment. You're going to find the weapon that you want to upgrade. For example, I'm using this Kiar Dragon Sword and Shield, and click on it. You'll then, again, need to use your Master Rank Kulve parts to upgrade your weapon to level 5, which gets it to rarity 12, but you're not done yet. To get the maximum amount out of these, you'll need to go to the Augments, choose your weapon, then add your slots, and head down to Custom Upgrades. Again, most Kiar weapons are going to be heavily elemental based, so you're going to want to follow the custom path that gives you the most element. If there's no option for element, I tend to go for raw attack. You then can choose your regular augments of choice, whether that's health and element or attack and element, whatever you like, and you can pick a layered weapon if you want it to look a different way. So now that we've discussed the fight and the weapons, let's go over 7 different sets you can use to beat up on Master Rank Kulve. For Area 1, I personally really love to use Sticky 3 Bowguns, whether that's Heavy Bowgun or Light Bowgun, they both work phenomenally. For Sticky Heavy Bowgun, I only use this for Area 1, especially if you're running solo. This is due to the low mobility, as well as you getting a lot of the KOs early and then being harder to get later. So once she releases from her mantle in Areas 2 and 3, she's really active and you're not going to have as much knockdown potential. So in Area 1, if you're using this Heavy Bowgun set, focus on getting KOs, then using the clusters on her head while she's knocked down to try and get that gold plating break. This weapon also has sleep and paralysis ammo, so if you are in a group, I would definitely say you could continue to use this in Areas 2 and 3, and use the sleep on the boulder drop in Area 2, and save the paralysis for Area 3 to slow her down a bit. For the Sticky Light Bowgun set, if you don't have Safi's Aqua Shot built for Sticky 3, you can use the Yin Garuga Light Bowgun. This set does work well enough to be used across all 3 areas, just be mindful that you will definitely have to head back and restock, so be sure to keep a Farcaster in your inventory. This Pierce 3 set can be used across all 3 areas, just make sure that you keep the chest tenderized. I'm a big fan of combining the special scope and shield here for more damage, but also to get a little bit of that blocking capability to keep you safe. Also, just a disclaimer, this set is from prior to Fatalis being released in the game. I didn't do Kulve Taroth at all after Fatalis came out, so this is kind of an older set. If you farmed Fatalis and his armors, I definitely recommend using the Fatalis Heavy Bowgun for Pierce 3, as well as the Fatalis armor. These general skills that you see here are still pretty good to shoot for though. Again, seriously, keep the chest tenderized. It's the biggest way to damage. The world record run uses Pierce 3 on the chest. Just trust me on this one. For Charge Blade, I've got 2 sets for you guys. One is a Savage Axe set, as you can see on the screen now. Savage Axe really shreds both her chest and her horns, so if you're playing Savage Axe, be sure to go all out on her head during knockdowns. The second set is for SAED playstyle, where you're just chucking files. I opted for impact files as I think the damage is much more consistent no matter where your files land on her body. Now this playstyle is pretty brain dead, just charge your files, SAED anywhere and repeat. Now, using the Kiar Ice Charge Blade is definitely a viable option, but she does have certain hit zones where the files can hit for 0 damage, so use that at your own risk. For me personally, I like to use stickies in the first area, so I have my own separate Area 2 and 3 sets. Once she's released from her mantle, Ice still becomes pretty good. I know what I said about the Ice File Charge Blade, but Ice Bowgun is very good. If you can keep any combination of the head, chest, and or tail tenderized, Ice ammo is very solid and consistent damage. If you want to run Heavy Bowgun, this is the set I used. The damage is higher than Light Bowgun, but the mobility does become a little bit of an issue once your mantles run out. If you feel like Heavy Bowgun isn't for you, then you can try out this Light Bowgun set with Rapid Fire Ice ammo. Now be sure that you don't use the other elements on the Elatrion Light Bowgun, as they're really terrible against Master Rank Kulve. Now Light Bowgun has great mobility, and this set is what I tend to use these days for areas 2 and 3. If you don't have the Elatrion Light Bowgun, you can opt for something like Safajiva's Frost Shot or the Kiar Blitz Thunder, which is actually an insane light bowgun for single shot ice ammo. As a bonus tip, if you're going to solo farm Master Rank Kulve, give your Palico the Shield Spire gadget. This will help keep aggro off of you, and the Shield Spire Stooge ability is straight up broken. I use this constantly, and Kulve for me will attack this multiple times in a row. It's almost like she will completely forget about you. This is super helpful for when your mantles are on cooldown, as you basically can avoid being attacked altogether for a decent amount of time. This allows you to keep up damage without worrying about dying. If you guys are looking for any weapons to try out, to look out for with Kulve Taroth, or you're looking for more Master Rank KT info in general, be sure to check out my Master Rank Kulve Taroth informational playlist, which will be linked in the description down below as well as in the pinned comment. And that's going to do it for my Master Rank Kulve Taroth how-to in 2024. If you found it helpful, a like would be super appreciated, as it's a free way to support the channel. If you're new to the channel, new to Monster Hunter, or if you liked what you saw, do consider subscribing to the channel for more Monster Hunter content. Very soon, I'm going to be starting a fresh playthrough of World and Iceborne on stream, so keep an eye out for that, as I'll be doing some open lobby hunts with you guys as well. With all that being said, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I wish you all a good day, and happy hunting.